This fish has a gun. Yeah, this bad boy is an archerfish, and based on the description, you'd probably assume that Faye's fins here is found in the US, because, you know. But no, it may come as a shock to you, he's actually Australian. And now that you've got that piece of information, it should come as absolutely no fucking surprise to you when I tell you the reason it's packing heat is bugs.
Leave no Xeno standing!
See, these bad boys love eating insects. And specifically, they quite enjoy bugs found in the air or on land. And as the 9,000 IQ individuals among you may have figured out, that's a problem because it's a fucking fish.
Hello, how are you? I am under the water.
And last I checked, the motherfucker can't just swim through the air, which is why it's running a ranged build. But when I said gun, I meant less buying a deagle and more a super soaker. See, when an archerfish spots a happy meal hovering over the water, they will gently float their way up to just below the surface. They then lock onto their target, adjust for wind, and then suck in the water and spit it up to 3 fucking meters, nailing the target. And as it turns out, water gun is a super effective move. Knocking the insect into the water, where the archerfish just swims over and grabs it like a fucking snack. The thing that cracks me up about this is that, yeah, they do it to put food on the table. This tiny bug can kill you with a hamburger. This nasty little fucker is a Lone Star tick. You can find them in the United States of America and Mexico, and you may be wondering, how does a hamburger become a murder weapon? Well, considering Lone Stars are only 3mm long, we can safely rule out the thing picking up a cheeseburger and fucking beating you to death with it. What the tick will do, however, is bite you. And that bite is what begins the hamburger to homicide domino effect. You see, Lone Star ticks are parasites, and they're aggressive ones at that. They are one of the only species of tick that can catch your scent and run you down just to take a bite. And when those fangs sink into you, you will feel fucking nothing. The bite itself is painless. The bastard will latch onto you for up to 7 days, sucking the blood out of you and inflating itself like a fucking balloon before rolling his fat ass away. The problem is, while it was there, planted a fucking bomb. But that bomb has a long fuse. In fact, you'll be completely fine for about a month. Until one day, you go on a Macca's Mish with the boys and decide to grab yourself a succulent cheeseburger. And it's not even the first cheeseburger you've had in the last month. So you suck that shit down like Kirby and think nothing of it. Till around 6 hours later, when it starts to get a little bit hard to breathe. Super cool Lone Star tick fact. Their bites can give you this nifty little thing called alpha-gal syndrome. What's that? Oh, you know, it's just a complete fucking allergy to red meat. It takes about a month to kick in, but when it does, eating it causes vomiting, diarrhea, and in some cases, anaphylaxis, which is why your throat is closing up and you are collapsing to the floor due to oxygen deprivation caused by a fucking Big Mac. I'm loving it. Have you ever wondered what would happen if God took a seal, jammed it full of steroids, and gave it a mouthful of razors? The answer is this fucking demon. And that demon has a name. It's a leopard seal. You can find them stalking the waters in Antarctica, and what makes them special is they are the only species of seal to be considered an apex predator. What does that mean? They are so fucking scary that nothing hunts them. They are the fucking Dark Souls boss of their ecosystem. And once you look at them, pretty easy to see why, because to start with, they're fucking huge.
Damn, boy, he's thick!
They are 3 meters long and weigh in at 600 100 kilos. But the scary thing about that isn't that it's the same weight as 3 grand pianos. It's that despite being heavier than a vending machine, if it wanted to eat you, you would never see it or hear it coming. See, this ocean dinosaur has 2 ways of hunting. The first is it'll wait for you to get in the water and swim you down at 40 kilometers an hour. But the other way they hunt? Jump scares. Let me paint you a picture. You are a penguin walking across the ice with your buddies, and there's a crack that you need to hop across to continue. And so, bloke in front of you walks up to the edge, eyes the gap, goes to jump, and... Yet the leopard seal that currently has your mate in his mouth has been patiently camping under the ice for the past 3 hours, waiting for you to get close enough to be snatched into the KFC bucket. And if the bite from the mouthful of combat knives doesn't finish ya, the seal thrashing the body back and forth like a rag doll, skinning it alive and flinging its limbs all over the place as the other penguins watch, probably does.
Hey, did you know wolves and ravens could be best buddies?
Bro, I knew I liked you, dude. Come here.
Yeah, and when I say friends, I don't mean they wave at one another while crossing the streets. No. I mean they have a fucking symbiotic relationship.
We are venom.
You see, ravens are scavengers, which means part of their food source is picking dead bodies clean that are left by other predators. And ravens are also very smart. And they're smart enough to know that one of the best sources of these leftovers is following around a wolf pack. So to help that process along, the raven turns itself into a fucking surveillance drone. See, in order to help the wolves out, they will fly up into the air and use their Google Maps view to locate a succulent, defenseless meal. And once they find Bambi, the raven will start spam pinging the fuck out of it, circling it, and flying back and forth between the wolf pack and their Disney meal, all while screeching at the top of their lungs, "He's down here!" The wolf pack will then take the hint their feathered friend is trying to give them, walk over, and, cancel the Bambi sequel. Which then allows the raven to pick at the leftovers. Kind of like the broke mate who asks if you're going to finish that. It's not just a work friendship though. No. Ravens babysit wolf pups. They are the animal equivalent of the guy who is not related to you at all, but your kids still call him uncle. Yeah, ravens have been seen playing games with wolf pups. They use sticks to play tug of war, playfully swoop the pups and get them to try to bite, and they even play fucking tag together. I'm not gonna lie, that's gotta be one of the cutest things that naturally occurred. I could make a fucking kids cartoon out of that.
You're my friend now. We're having soft tacos later.
Did you know Australia has the world's longest highway?
Are we there yet?
No! Yeah, this f***ing odyssey of a road is Highway 1. A road so f***ing long that just telling you the length in numbers doesn't capture how f***ing ridiculous this thing is. So, to better illustrate my point, let me take you on a bit of a road trip. Our journey starts in Melbourne, Victoria, where you're going to hop in your Ford Falcon and pull onto the highway, beginning your journey to Mordor. And you're going to begin that journey with a light 10 hours of driving west, crossing your first state border into South Australia, and passing through that state's capital, Adelaide, the birthplace of Hollow Knight.
What, am I going to fight the sun?
When you're done fighting the sun, you are going to continue west until you hit the fun part, Western Australia. You are then going to drive 38 fucking hours through a featureless desert without ever leaving the state. through the state capital Perth, and then past the mines. Then you're going to hang a right into the Northern Territory, past about 7 million crocodiles, before you will hit Queensland, where you're going to drive through a combination of LA and Las Vegas while trying to avoid hurricanes and every animal in the country. Then you're going to head south into New South Wales and through Sydney, where you can take a look at all of the standard tourist shit and marvel at how truly fucked the housing market is. Once you're done there, you are going to completely avoid the capital state and city of the country, Canberra, because it's fucking boring and everyone knows it. The only cool thing there is a fucking slide. And then, after 3 full months of driving and a fucking lap of the country, you will arrive back in the vape capital, Melbourne, where you're still not done, because you then need to drive onto a boat, cross one of the roughest oceans on the planet, and then drive 3 more hours, which will land you in my home city of Hobart, where, after 14,000 kilometres, you will encounter the final boss of Australia, Neil the Seal. Oh, you died? You gotta go back to the start.